Hello and welcome back to Nomifactory. I started this episode already once, and it was just me talking about a lot of stuff that's not interesting. To summarize it, I just said that I wanted to passive draconium soon. I want to get some crystal circuits up and running, and I also want to work on some of the new higher tier micro miners. I'm not that interested in the tier 6 right now. That should only be because of the osmiridium here and the uraninite. It's not that interesting right now for the einsteinium. We cannot use that for a while, and the dragon eggs we need at some point for the stem cells, but yeah, that's not quite yet. Don't need the Neo processor until CPM late game. So to prepare for the crystal circuits, I set up this sifting machine which sifts purified emerald. The purified emerald we are getting from ore processing. We have 300 here. I ore processed, that's so hard to say. Ore processed some emerald ore, and the emerald ore we are getting from the tier 5 microminer. And we wait, I think it's the tier 4 microminer. This one here, together with a gemstone sensor, we get dense emerald ore and some other dense ores. This here we use together with some nitric acid, and we get 16 emerald ore per dense emerald ore, and each emerald ore gives us 4. So we get quite a bit just from one mission. And at the moment we have 130 exquisite emeralds, and these we need together with some molten endymium to get a raw, or a chance at raw crystal chip. Once we have a few of these, we can forge hammer them into 9 crystal chip parts, and these we can again also clave with some endymium to get a chance at a raw crystal chip. So we get 9 chances for an 80% chance here. So we need to make a system with that. And these we can, together with an emerald plate, blast furnace into an engraved crystal chip. These we at LUV can laser engrave into a crystal CPU, and again at CPN into a crystal system on chip. That's not interesting right now. But these, again, together with another circuit board, which isn't that bad to craft up, and some nano CPUs, we can make into, I'm pretty sure, the last IVT circuit. And those we can again craft into cheaper LUV circuits and cheaper CPM circuits. Still pretty expensive, but cheaper. And these we can use to make our first, let's see here, pretty sure we can use them for our first UV circuit. Yeah, so that's just the next part of the circuit progression here. We can show in the tab. Now I'm waffling again, but it's okay. This LUV circuit machine we can craft up quite easily, I think. I have it on auto crafting, but we need Worded and ASSS. We have the dust. Yeah, we need to make some more blast furnaces. I think we need to do that before we can progress further. And I'm smelting up some Naquata so that we can use Naquata coils for our blast furnaces. And we will craft up some 4 amp IV hedges so that we can run some at LUV. We have a lot of power now, so might as well use some of it. I haven't mentioned this, but I really love applied energistics and just ordering stuff and then knowing we can just craft it easily. Like ordering an IV energy converter. Yeah, sure, order 3 of those and just wait and they will be ready. It's like so pleasing when a couple of months ago we weren't even able to auto-craft a medium voltage machine. And now we can just, yeah, get a lot of higher tier stuff like nothing. I'll just craft up quite a bit of osmium foil here, because we'll need it for the Naquata coils. And at one point I've talked about these processing arrays, and I'm sure those are great, but yeah, I prefer the Draconium multi-blocks. They are way cooler and they are also more useful, I think. I think they are better. Probably not until you get these master. This will definitely make them better, and I think we can craft them up if we want. But right now, this would be overkill. Right now, there's not much base planning going on. It's, yeah, not as planned as I wanted it to be. Right now, it's just put anything where it fits. I really enjoyed the episode where I did some base building, but it's just not, yeah. It's not enjoyable enough. It's pleasing to look at, but I prefer just building maceration towers and blast furnaces and solar panels. It's way more fun for me. And what I wanted to say with that is that I would have preferred if the blast furnaces could just go this way. But I already built something here. I planned for it to just go that way, but no, can't. You know what, we could just go the other way here and clear some of this old base down. I think we'll do that, you know. Let's just put the block spore on 3x3x3 and see what happens. You know, some of this we should probably save, like the interface. And the robot arms, maybe. Well, this is how it looks after I ripped it all up. This just can go as well. I'll clean up my inventory here. And we will just paste a new block palette. And we can call this our blast furnace home. Sweet. And I want it all to be black blast furnace. Should have enough Naquata ingots. or at least one set of coils. Yeah, we almost have enough for a wall sharing set of quarter coils as well. Let's see, we need to melt up some ingots, tungsten steel, which we should have a bunch of. Yeah, let's just melt 32. We'll steal this. That will take a while. This is a IV, or these are IV 4 amp energy hatches, which means it will run at LUV. Don't think we quite can make LUV hatches yet. Let's see here. Yeah, no, we could definitely make this if we wanted. But yeah, not needed right now. Let's see. At the moment we are using 400,000 IVE per tick. We need to ramp up those numbers. Because we are making a lot of power. So might as well use a lot of power. If we aren't using it, it's not going to waste because it's solar energy, but yeah, we need to use it. I'm not 100% sure of how many coils we'll get from this, but I think it's about 26, and these will take a while to craft up. So while waiting for blast furnaces to, or like on aqueduct coils to craft up, I have worked on the oil setup here. We have started processing our sulfuric gas, and we actually have 8,000 buckets of refinery gas here. It's just the sulfuric gas combined with hydrogen gives the refinery gas. And we have just electrolyzed the hydrogen sulfide you get out of that and put it into this super tank with a low priority. And this has just been used other places in the base. Let's see here. Yeah, we still have hydrogen, so it hasn't all been used up. The reason we want this refinery gas is because we want to make gasoline. The raw gasoline requires methanol, refinery gas, naphtha, and acetone. We have all these now. Let's see here. Over here I made a methanol setup, which just limits itself when we have above 64 buckets. And yeah, that's how we made that. Acetone we made elsewhere. And naphtha we have a lot of from processing that. I started buffering the normal naphtha here. So we have like 5,000 buckets. So we should be able to make quite a bit of gasoline. And to get the gasoline we just reacted with toluene, which we should have in our chemical tower as well, just a bit. Yeah, 500 buckets. That should be enough to make quite a bit of gasoline here. And the reason we want the gasoline is because we need it to make draconium. And yeah, we have started using these automatic maintenance hatches, and they are just great. So we definitely want one of these running this ASSS, because this is needed for LUV components. Let's see here. Yeah, these are all needed for LUV. Let's see here. An LUV motor needs a lot of ASSS, so we want that. So I think I want to make the ASSS here. And this requires ASSG, which I will probably make here. We need an interface. We'll craft some more of those. Let's see here. An interface. Let's put it back here. We extract into these. ASSG needs molybdenum, chrome, tungsten steel, and vanadium. And we will limit item filter these so that we don't stock too much. Like so. Extract on brown, set on brown. These obviously need power. And we need some converters. We'll put a drawer controller. That's a compacting door. That won't work. We will machine controller both of these and emit them so that we don't overstock the dust. We want, let's say, 32 SSD. Same with this, 32. We will probably, yeah, we'll do some more SSS. And we'll place a drawer controller here with a storage bus set to priority 1000. These are locked, good. Cable it up. Let's see if the converters are ready. They are. See here, we'll downgrade these. Just to be sure we don't overstock them. And I thought we might as well make the ASSE here as well. Because we need that for the advanced SMDs. And let's see here. The ASSS requires iridium, osmium, and ASSG. Let's see here. ASSG, iridium, and osmium. I think it required 2 iridium. So we will make osmium, and iridium, and insert on brown. And this will not work yet. And that's because we already have a lot of ASSS in this system. But we will just, let's see. Oh no. Let's see here. Let's get the X. And for the ASSE, we need cobalt, manganese, silicon, and the G dust. And we made another interface here because the other one was full. Let's see here. We'll filter SSG. 6 of those. Silicon. Cobalt and manganese. And we already have more than this says we should have. So it won't make more right now. And this needs a circuit of 1. All of these do. We will have another interface here, which provides the ASSS dust. And we will limit item filter rate again. We really do not want to make too much of this. Insert on brown. Extract on brown. This will be, let's say, the G. And when we have enough Naquata coils, this will be the E dust. These we will also want to machine control. And let's say one of the ASSS makes 128 for now. And this makes the same amount. Can always up this if we need more. And these here will craft up until we have 128 of each of them. Let's see here. Yeah, we don't have anywhere near of any of them. These are so bright I can almost not see the monitors. Holy, this vacuum freezer is not keeping up anymore. Right now we are juggling hot ingots because we just crafted up another vacuum freezer because one wasn't enough. So we will just, let's see here, grab the hot ingots, throw them in, and die, apparently. I think that's our first death. Okay, so what I was saying is that we set up another vacuum freezer. We are wall sharing here, both with automatic maintenance hatches so they don't stop working. This is an IV 4 amp converter, which goes into a 4 amp energy hatch, and this is also running a 4 amp energy hatch, both of them are. So we are running both of them at LUV. This just all dictionary stores is ingot hot, so that all ingots, hot ingots that enter the system, well, are supposed to go in here. I had a short period where I didn't have this one running, and we have gelid cryotherm in here and liquid helium. They weren't running for a while because I accidentally put normal helium in here, but it needs to be liquid helium. And all of this means we now have passive the ASSS, or sorry, the ASS ingots right here. And this one I think is reserved for draconium, which we will work on now. This here ran a lot of Enderium, so now we have 2000 Enderium ingots, and at the moment it's running osmium. And after it's through this osmium, it will run Naquata, so we can get more coils. And for the draconium dust, we need this manual dust and dragon's breath. But the dragon's breath we are getting from DML. So we have a lot of that. Let's see here. The manual dust is not that difficult. We already have the ardite dust. We have cobalt and we have mana dust, so that should really not be a problem. Yeah, we have a lot of all of those. So the output buses we can put on the blocks that are wall sharing, and the input bus we want on the non-wall sharing blocks. And on this one we also want an input hatch for the gasoline here. And we will just put a fluid interface directly on it, like so, and put in gasoline and wire it up. We don't have gasoline yet. We have made the liquids that we need for it. Right here I have a chemical reactor that I've been working a little bit on. We have 4 input hatches and 1 high voltage output hatch, because this gives us 20,000 raw gasoline, which is more than we can stock in a low voltage. So here we also want a fluid interface. We want to connect it up. And we want all of these liquids here. I just click on all of them so we get it in this box down here. The recent clicked IJI items box, because then we can just real quickly draw them over here. And as you can see, we have all the liquids. Now we just need some fluid conduits. And we will probably craft off more of that. And we need fluid filters, which we also will craft more of. We're using a lot of filters and a lot of conduits. This should be an input. These will need filters. And if you missed what these needed, it's acetone, naphtha, refinery gas, and methanol. And this we will machine control as well. And I set this fluid emitter to 64,000. And I have a super tank down here with a storage bus. Down here I'm just readying up the production of draconium dust. For that we need this manual dust. Yeah, we'll mix that here. Let's see, for that we need ardite, cobalt, mana dust. Ardite, cobalt, and some mana dust, which we, as I said before, all have. Need some item conduits and filters. Let's filter in. Let's see here. Oh, and this needs to be a limited item filter. We'll craft up more of those. We're missing wafers. The normal silicon wafers we are missing. Let's see here, advanced. I made a lot of those, so it's kind of funny that we're missing them. Look here, the normal silicon bowls we are crafting right now, they used to take, what was it? It's 8 minutes or something. They take 4 seconds now. That's crazy. So in the first filter, as I was saying, we need mana dust, cobalt, and ardite. And insert on brown. And extract on brown. This should be getting the items. Now it just needs power. We have some converters here. We need some Ethereum cable. Let's do it like this. As you can hear, that's crafting up the manual dust. We'll put this there. And auto output. And when this fills up to 64, it should stop. It's mixing very quickly. Yeah, it stopped. The manual we put in here. Now it's running again. This manual we'll put in here together with Dragon's Breath. This here we will limit to 64 as well of draconium dust. This might need a circuit. Oh, this needs to be a chemical reactor. The mixer we will definitely use someplace else though. Let's see here if it works better with a chemical reactor. Yeah, it sure does. It's a little bit slow actually. But I guess the blast furnace will also be slow. Back here at the gasoline setup, I will hook the chemical reactor up to power. Make sure this is lumium wire, this is IV. Nothing, this is IV, nothing should explode. I made something explode in a creative test world. And I really don't want to explode anything on my main world. It would be so unfortunate. This needs, let's see, raw gasoline. Make sure it's not a mixer we need. No, it is. And some toluene. And like everything else at the moment, we will emit this. I feel like that's just a nice way to do things. And this we will also set to 64 buckets. And we need a super tank. Let's just craft up a bunch more of those. We will, yeah, extract into a super tank with a fluid bus. Let's set that to a priority of 1000. And we will not connect it until it has the liquid we need in it, because otherwise this will just put something else in. Let's see here, in the fluid conduit, a filter of toluene and raw gasoline. And we will insert on blue and extract on blue. And this is getting the raw gasoline and the toluene. And we will partition this. And this should actually go into the blast furnace here. Which it is. Very nice. This blast furnace we will machine control and level limit. This we will say draconium. I think we'll need a lot of this. We'll just make 1000 to start with. I know that sounds a bit crazy, but we'll need a lot of this. And hook this up to the AE system. Then we will item conduit. Filter the draconium dust. And put it into this interface. And insert on brown. And this starts running. And it's a 31-second recipe, so it's not that slow actually. And the hot version needs to be cooled with gelate cryothium. That's why I made a input hatch with gelate cryothium in the vacuum freezer setup. Oh yeah, and the output bus needs to be connected as well. And this should mean it will get cooled down here. It's probably the slow craft. It will take some time to cool down. And we should have our first draconium now. We do. That's nice. This should be a quest. Or we need to hold some gasoline first. We can just pick up this tank, it should complete the quest. Okay, something is wrong here. We probably didn't do it the right way. Refinery gas. Oh, we need to hold that as well. The quest line is well made, but sometimes you just... when you automate things with A2, you just don't hold the liquids that you need to hold. So the quests won't complete. But now it did, and the draconium quests should also complete now. It did. To get another easy quest, we can just craft up some double-plated draconium. Like so. And it did. Yes, a quest. So right now I'm not quite sure what I want to do next. At the moment I'm just trying to fix the ore processing setup so that every ore that enters the system will automatically get processed. What I did is I made a buffer here of a tungsten steel crate, and I just put the ore dictionary bus on that. And I excluded dense ores from this so that it won't polarize the dense iron, for example. Let's see. You can't even polarize that, so it would clog up the system if it gets in here. And at the moment I'm crafting up an master parallel control hatch for the thermal centrifuge here, because that's the slowest of them all. So we want that to work faster. And it looks like the assembling line is working fine. Right now this craft is taking a very long time because we haven't passived these SMD components. We should have done that a long time ago. But now we will soon switch to the advanced SMDs, so yeah, I won't do it yet. I won't do it at all. The master parallel control hatch crafted up, so we will try and switch this out. Let's see here. This should run 16 recipes at once now. Yeah, it's going very quickly now. Now it's this one that can't keep up. I'm not sure we have the resources to craft one more. Oh, we need more palladium. But I'm not sure if it would keep up with a natural amount of ores entering the system, because I just overloaded the system with a lot of ores we got from like tens of micro miners. This many ores wouldn't enter the system at once if we didn't have a big stockpile of ores. So yeah, this should work, and when we have the resources we will make 2 more master parallel control hatches. The last thing I want to make a note of this episode is that I set this storage bus to bidirectional, and I set this ore storage bus to a very high priority of like 10,000. This means that every ore we get now from the micro miners will go directly into the ore processing setup. I have most of it filtered now so that it will go into the right places with the right combination of items. And yeah, I just sent a micro miner tier 5 and everything is going according to plan. The shieldonite is getting washed in the chemical bath, and let's see here. We are getting palladium for that, and I also think the naquita is going up. it might have already processed an aqueduct. Yeah, I think it did. We can see here, it's just processing the sheldonite now. So, yeah, in the future, when we run microminer missions, it will just process automatically. We don't need to move anything over here. We can just say that the ores have a high priority to go into this crate here and get processed. I changed the setup down here. Instead of extracting the ores directly into the controller, we just extract it directly into the ME interface, and then it gets processed and stored in the 64K drives. But yeah, I think that's what I had for you this episode. I think we can probably craft up the master parallel control hatches now. We need to word it. Let's see here. This we should make an alloy blast furnace recipe for, so that it can easily craft up, but that will have to wait. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope I'll see you again in the next one. Bye bye.